All right, as it's 3:05 now, we shall start the session. A very good afternoon once again to all of the audience who have joined. Myself, Geeta Priya from Tally, taking you all through this session on Tally Prime Release 4.1, which was launched yesterday, and what are the deliverables in this release, and we shall cover that. While the flow I take, if any questions that comes up, definitely post through the question panel. Post this session, the recording will be available for you. You can log into the same link and go through the recording. So hope the screen is visible and I'm clearly audible. So Tally Prime Release 4.1 comes with e-commerce changes in GSTR 1 and its impact on GSTR 3B and MSME feature. What is that we are giving for MSMEs in this release? So as part of agenda, we will be covering this. Quickly, let us look at the e-commerce summary MIS report given for GSTR 1 with respect to the new table introduced, 14 with respect to section 14A, and introduction to MSME domain as we are bringing exclusive feature for them. So let us understand what is MSME and what are the various statutory norms and how is Tally Prime Release 4.1 helping them? Yeah. So we'll go through this as part of MSME registered companies, how quickly they can maintain their details on UDYAM registration and companies trading with MSME. So what is the setup and what is the statutory norm and how is Tally Prime Release 4.1 helping them? All right. So coming to e-commerce changes in GSTR 1 or 3B, as we all are aware, with respect to GSTR 1, new table 14 and 15 has been introduced by the GST department with effect from 1st January 24, where all sales and services made online through e-commerce platform must be reported in table 14 under section 14A, section 14B, respectively, by the supplier. So just showing you the glimpse of the screens with respect to the GSTR 1 table 14 that is introduced. So table 14 and table 15. So table 14, as we say, it's about all the sales and services made online through e-commerce platforms by the supplier, and it has to be updated in this. So when you further drill down to the section 14A and 14B, so what are the details department is looking for? So table 14's section 14A, businesses selling goods on e-commerce platform like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Jio, Ajio to be reported by the supplier. So if you look at, they are asking for the e-commerce operators GSTN and their legal name and the net values of supplies. So definitely today, the sales that we do online through e-commerce platforms are definitely participating in the GSTR 1 tables, respective tables, and exclusively in this table, a net value of all the supplies has to be submitted with relevant taxes. So the need for this, as we all know, it is quickly for the department to reconcile if the e-commerce operators also submitting the similar values of transactions that has happened. So what is that solution we are giving in Tally? It is very simple. Currently, it is not that table 14 is introduced in GSTR 1. So that will be taken up in the later releases. So for immediate solution, it is very simple as we have already accounting these transactions today. So what we are giving the solution is, as it is e-commerce GSTN wise summary, taxable and tax amount to be reported by the supplier. So it can be done on the portal. So today in Tally Prime Release 4.1, so we have this e-commerce summary report given. Referring to that, definitely the suppliers will be able to fill those details, and all other tables like B2B, exports, B2C, which is already participating in the respective tables, they can just follow the existing procedure of extracting the JSON or onto Excel and converting to JSON and uploading. So I'll just take to the product, Tally Prime Release 4.1. So here is the company, National Traders Private Limited, who are doing they are under GST and selling their goods and services through online with the help of e-commerce operators. And how is that Tally Prime release 4.1 giving them the summary of all those net transactions that is accounted for the period, and how will be they will be able to update. So if I have to just get into the GSTR report. So we can see this is National Traders Private Limited, who are running their business in Karnataka, and they have already been doing their sales and services through online. So the transactions are already counted, and today it is already participating in our respective tables. So I'll just take up to the period, and for example, if I have to take this entry here, so Misho, one second. Yeah, just taking. One second, just loading a data. Yeah. So if you look at this, the national enterprises who are into GST, so we already have been transacting with respect to GST transactions, right? So just taking to the GSTR1 report. National enterprises running their business in Karnataka, been doing business through e-commerce operators. So just to show the transactions here. So they have been doing sales to Amazon. So taking the e-commerce operator. So the condition, as we all know, the party account should be the e-commerce operator to whom the online sales is done. So here Amazon, National Enterprises is selling through e-commerce operator Amazon, wireless phone chargers. So Amazon, when we have a party accounted, so the condition is very clear here. So the party has to be with e-commerce operator enabled. So getting to the party. So they are the under sundry creditors, and very important is about considering them as e-commerce operator, GST registration type, and the GSTN number. So these are being doing, we are doing these transactions, and it is participating in the respective tables of your GSTR1. So based on the state and the place of supply. So if it is local transaction, the local taxes are applied. And if it is interstate, IGST and so on. So accordingly, these transactions are being captured today here invoice-wise. And how is this these transactions done online be updated by the supplier today in table 14? So it's very simple solution. So we can just click on change view here. So we have given an exclusive report e-commerce summary. So here we are summarizing the complete e-commerce transactions, that is the goods sold online through e-commerce operators. And just you click here, e-commerce summary gives you the complete transaction details with a summary. So if you see here, these are the online e-commerce operators where the transactions has been done, and already these count of invoice-wise is already participating in the GSTR1 returns. And as per the new rule, 1st January 2024, where they are supposed to supplier is supposed to submit net values. So here is how easily it is summarized, and you're supposed to enter the GSTN of this Amazon party, the net value of the transactions for the period, and the relevant taxes. So you can further drill down here and can see the individual transactions that are done against this party. So with respect to your debit credit notes raised against these transactions, and the values in individual transaction wise is reflected, which is already part of your GSTR1 returns. Now it's only about the summary. So with the help of this e-commerce summary report, all the suppliers doing sales online can definitely pick up these values and update onto their GSTR1 portal, table 14, section 14A. So that is what is said here, and rest of the process of filing GSTR1 tables continues. So this is the process. So select the period for which the e-commerce transactions has been done. Click on Change View. Select e-commerce report, and these are the summarized values, net values provided upfront through Tally Prime Release 4.1, and these figures can be uploaded onto the portal, and the table 14 section 14A can be filled by the suppliers. Fine, I just pause for a minute here if you all have any questions. If you're saying I'm not audible, hope all are able to hear my questions, right? Yeah, so shall we continue, or do you all have any questions? Let me just pause for a minute. Okay. We are unable to generate cash flow statement. So Sailesh sir is asking section 14 is for amendments and 14 is for CEO. Yes, Sailesh sir, overall table 14 it talks about, that is the screenshot I have taken up. Yeah. Yeah, parallelly the amendments are also in place. So we talk about, it is 14A, again subsection A comes up. All right, so we'll just complete the other table part and I'll look into the questions. So this is how the simple solution given. So definitely those who are to file their February returns yet to file and need the details for net sales of all the online e-commerce so goods done. So it's readily available here. And with respect to the other table, so that is coming to section table 14, section 14B, businesses selling services on e-commerce platform must be updated by suppliers. So as we see all the services supplied through the help of e-commerce operators, they take care of entire transactions. Like in case of restaurant services, Swiggy, Zomato, passenger services, Ola, Uber, and in case of hospitality services, so OYO rooms and so on. So in case we have a housekeeping service that we run and we take help of these e-commerce operators online, So as we all know, the complete tax liability implies on them. So they collect and they remit the taxes to the department and raise a liability. But from January 1st, 2024, department is also asking the suppliers to update. So today the suppliers definitely will not account the taxes for this, as they are not liable for the taxes and so on. So they would have simply accounted a non-GST sales for this. So to give a summary for this today, as it is not a GST transactions done by the supplier, so it is suggested they log into Swiggy, Zomato e-commerce platform and fetch these table values here. This is supplies made through e-commerce operators. Here also, when they log into Swiggy or Zomato e-commerce platform, the complete transaction, the service transactions done by the supplier to them can be summarized there. Download the summary and they have to update here. So with their GSTN number, legal name, and the net values with the relevant taxes that is accounted by them. So this is also why department is asking a supplier to update it. It is again to reconcile if the e-commerce operators are also having the same values being updated when they file their returns. So that is what we say here. So table 14, section 14B solution is as it is e-commerce GSTNY summary, taxable and tax for services supplied online. The e-commerce operator, that is Swiggy or Zomato, is liable to collect tax. So supplier must have accounted these online service sales without any taxes, or not clear how it is accounted. Maybe at the end of the month or nearing to the closure of the month, they take the summary of the transactions they have done. So they must manually calculate the tax and so on. So best thing is to log into e-commerce platform and get the summary of these services, sales along with tax and update it manually. So this exclusively, no data is maintained in the records. So as it is not a GST compliant transaction for the supplier, however, it is being asked today. So best is to log into e-commerce platform and take up those summary values and update along with the taxes. So once this is done, so definitely its impact in GSTR 3B just shows this way, as the supplier is not liable for any taxes on this. So it just shows about the taxable values details, and the tax part is grayed out because the liability lies on the e-commerce operator who has to update it. So similarly, the other table of 15, which talks about the e-commerce operators who are going to update this particular section, like the Amazon or the Flipkart, who is the company itself is an online e-commerce business. So company itself is a e-commerce operator, so they have to update this section 15. So today, as we all know, as a company running e-commerce operations, a registration type is not available today in Tally. So this also has to be updated manually. So these are the updates with respect to the table 14 and 15. So majority of our the suppliers that is doing goods online sales. So for them, the solution is easy. So just take up e-commerce summary and check in the values once and update the same on this table 14. So exclusively who are into e-commerce operations, company itself. So that has to be done again manually, because Tally has to come up with the support now. Yeah, so we have few questions here. Virendra Gupta sir is asking, have you need to open Amazon account state-wise for purpose of place of supply? Virendra sir, it is not that you have to open so many Amazon account. It is you can give it in the supplementary screen. So I'll just show you that. So if you have to take an example of this, So I'm just checking the sales. So you can see this Amazon. So the party is the Karnataka. It is registered, right? So based on this, the party account is considered here. So however, in your party details subscreen, so when an end, if you're sold to the end customer, so accordingly, the state here and the place of supply can be configured here. Is that clear, Mr. Virendra Gupta? Yeah, Arpita Gandhi, that's what I said. What if a company has its own e-commerce platform? Will it display the sales here in table 14? That's what I said. We haven't supported the e-commerce operator as a company, right? So if I have to show you that, so whenever I go for this F11 features, the GST part, so here the registration type itself should be an e-commerce operator, so that we haven't supported. Yeah. Is that clear, Ms. Arpit Gandhi? Yeah. Yes, Chandi Savla, that is what I showed you here, one of the entry. So it is going to the end customer, right? So let me just go to this. So any a sale here. So I'm selling to the end customer. So you can account it as cash. So it will be part of your B2C. Yeah, definitely. How to issue invoice for end customer were made through e-commerce. Dhruvil, so here we are, it is between the e-commerce parties and the end customers, right? So as a supplier, I'm having this book entry done here. Okay. Yeah. Jaswinder Singh, that is what I said. So e-commerce here, I am taking this party registered in Karnataka, correct, right? States selected party and have the relevant. Am I audible? Hello? Amit Mukherjee says I'm not able. He's not able to hear. Amit sir, could you check the audio? I'm audible, right? Yeah. Yes, Shailendra sir. Voucher wise already is there. Now it is the summary. Okay. So this is the summary figures. What department is asking? If you drill down, you definitely have the individual transaction which is already accounted. Jaswinder Singh, see, till today, like 31st December तक e-commerce operator वालों ने update कर रहे थे, right? January से they reconsider just a click of a button that we can do it. So we'll move on to the other capabilities that is about just see. Manufacturing of goods or rendering services are recognized as MSMEs, micro, small, medium enterprises, as per below categorizations or classifications under the MSME Development Act. So, Ministry of Corporate Affairs monitors this. So there is an act introduced, MSME Development Act, to start empowering the MSME businesses. So they definitely send benefits to the user. So definitely then 1 crore investment done by them. and more than 20 crores investment in plant and machineries, micro, small, medium. So what is the benefit for them? So is MSME Development Act, the ministry, the provisions, and are there various government benefits for them? We'll just understand. So MSME registration, to get our own enterprises classified under these categories. So we can log into online portal government, but to avail the benefits of multiple branches. So if I have businesses run across states having multiple branches, still I registering under UDYAM registration to avail various benefits that government is giving for the empowerment of MSMEs. So definitely I can have single UDYAM registration done. So it is very simple. They can log on to the UDYAM registration portal, given their Aadhaar information and various nature of business that has been run by them, and submit it. They get the UDYAM registration certificate and with the UDYAM registration number, which will form the credentials for them to log in to check their business status and various benefits that government is giving, the schemes and so on. Okay, so definitely, as this act was there since 2020, and later as we see various changes in the tax regime and so on, so GST is in place. So definitely, if my business, though under micro, small, medium, come under the purview of GST, still I need to have a GST registration done and updated the GSTN number also. And also, as I make smaller profits, right? So definitely the filing part of the income tax also continues. So definitely UDYAM registration portal is also works as an integration with GST registration portal as well as income tax portal and various government e-markets, through which the turnover of such businesses are easily picked up and easy to categorize them under micro, small, medium. Yes. Yeah, so we have few questions coming up. So hope the screen is visible, right? Sir, if you're facing any lag, maybe due to internet slowness. Yeah. Yeah, definitely I'll be demonstrating. I'll be showing in the product as per this, what is exactly required and how it is done in the product. Yeah. So understand, once this is done, so we are talking about MSME domain part. Jara, could you please check the internet at your end if there is a lag? Shall I continue? Sir, exactly. You're talking about GST, right? So as I said, so this is definitely if coming under GST. Raja, sir, can you please check with your internet if it's lagging? So as I clearly said, for me, running a business, and I'm aware of about this MSME Development Act, the ministry, and various provisions and government benefits that is given for the uplifting these MSMEs. So definitely I registered under UDYAM registration and avail those benefits, and let us see what are those benefits. So definitely various benefits are being registered. Benefits being given for MSME registered, that is all micro, small and medium enterprises registered under Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So it could be bank loans where it is surety free, subsidy on patent registrations, overdraft interest rate exemption, and industrial promotion subsidy eligibility, and favored electricity bills. And also in case we are to get certified for our businesses, so certification charges reimbursement, and there are various schemes government is continuously announcing, and those are benefiting for MSMEs. And the one very major one is about protection against payments, delayed payments. As we know, MSMEs run with a limited capital, the business, and rotating the capital, right? So if their payments are not received in time, so definitely there is a crunch in the cash inflow, and their business may slow down, and sometimes it has to shut also, right? So with this, so majorly protection against payment. So what is the protection government is giving? So it's very simple that any payment that has to be made to the MSME, it has to just be paid with a credit limit of 45 days, right, as per the MSME Act. How is that credit limit considered? How we can set it? All that will be demonstrated in the product. Yeah, so definitely there are questions. So we will take up one by one. So retail and wholesale trading business cover and MSME payments. So they are more into rendering of the facility of rendering, getting the loans and other subsidies as well. So majorly we see how it becomes very important to see that timely payments are done, and the system they are using to maintain their payments and receipts has to aptly give the report to track that what the details are due within the agreed timelines as per the Act, the 45 days and 15 days and so on. So let us move on forward. So few more compliance and non-compliance as per MSME ministry. So all registered MSME must print UDYAM registration number on documents. So it is considered advisable that the micro and small enterprises should mention, get printed on their letterheads, supply order sheets, invoices, bills, and other relevant documents. So let us say I am into MSME, I have registered. So definitely I can notify to all my parties to whom I sell the goods or services that I am MSME and adhere to the payment within 45 days, right? And coming to compliance applicable for companies. So definitely I'm registered under MSMEs, and also I need to register under registrar of company, getting it notified that I'm into a company or a public limited, private limited, or a partnership or a proprietorship and so on. So that is also required. So any company that is under registrar of companies, so they trade with registered MSMEs, have any outstanding dues, that is unpaid bills to MSMEs. So department poses a compliance saying that it is mandatory to disclose them in Form 1 and file the same with the registrar of companies. So if I am have to pay to MSMEs, so if I'm have to pay within 45 days, and if I'm not adhering to that credit limit days, definitely these details of unpaid and delayed payments to MSMEs has to be submitted in Form 1, so which is half yearly return. So we'll see that how we can do it from Tally and so on. So it is half yearly return, October to March. So 30th April, it's due to be filed. And there is a strict non-compliance in case if they are not adhering to filing of this Form MSME 1 in case of delayed payments or unpaid bills, not disclosing. So they will be under penalty with fine up to 25,000, minimum and maximum 3 lakhs, and with imprisonment of 6 months for directors or both. So therefore, it is mandatory for directors to file the MSME Form I. So we'll see how all this can be done in Tally. So as we said, how is MSME Development Act protecting delayed payments for all MSMEs? It's very simple. So interest charged on delayed payments, the penal interest chargeable for delayed payment to an MSME enterprises is 3 times of bank rate notified by the Reserve Bank of India. So if I'm delaying payment to MSME, not paying within the timelines, if I have delayed, so for every delayed days, I need to add 3 times the interest rate as notified by the Reserve Bank of India. Also, the MSME who are registered and facing issue with the delayed payments and so on. So for timely receipt of payments or those who are delaying the payments, so they can approach MSME Samadhan delayed payment monitoring system. It's a portal where they can file an application regarding this delayed payment by their parties, and definitely the ministry will look into it. Also, in case I have delayed a payment to MSME and I have unpaid it within the financial period, so definitely those are not considered as your business expenses and it cannot be allowed as a deduction when you all are filing the income tax returns of the company. So that is what last point says. Unpaid bills by due date or paid within financial year ending will be disallowed under section 43B subsection H. So this is the finance in the Finance Act as per the Income Tax Act. So any expenses that is incurred for the business and it is done through the purchases of services and goods from an MSME, and we have not paid within the credit limit days or within the financial period, so obviously those will not be considered as deduction. We are supposed to pay income tax on that. So if it is cleared within the financial period, so there is no any such it will be allowed as a deduction. So we'll see all this solution in the product. So we'll move on to the product. So that is what we clearly say. It is very, very important for MSMEs to easily identify, track, pay, and report payments to MSME businesses. That is, the solution of tracking pending bills ensures timely payment for both registered MSMEs and for businesses trading with MSMEs by identifying the MSME status, which is very, very important. So today in Tally, similar to knowing the GST status, we have provision to notify that I am into MSME, and so that the counterparty also understands and follows the MSME Act norms of paying within 45 days. And this helps to avoid hassle and delayed payments. So definitely, with the new MSME features, both MSMEs and businesses trading with MSMEs can identify MSME status, which is very, very important, track pending bills for timely payments, and buyers from MSME can quickly file their Form MSME 1 with complete details of overdue MSME payments. So this is very, very important to disclose as per the new section 43B subsection H. So this is a little bit about the theory part. Yeah, definitely. I'm taking to the Tally. Premji sir, I'll be taking through the Tally part now. So touching upon a little bit of the domain. Is that fine, sir? Shall we move on? Yeah, so now I'm moving on to the product. So we will look two aspects, two persona. So for registered MSMEs, So all micro, small and medium enterprises registered under MCA considering receivables at a high level. So set up MSME registration details, UDYAM registration number, enterprise type and allow credit days as per the MCA as per applicable dates, right? So just moving on to the product now. So we can take an example here. So you can see National Traders Private Limited, they are into MSME. So they are registered on the portal, UDYAM registration portal. So how do I configure National Traders as a company also are registered under MSME? How do I configure their UDYAM registration? So very simple, I just go into F11 features. So here upfront, we have not given as enable MSME features. However, we have given under more details. So clicking on more details, so you can see the option here, MSME registration details. Yeah. Hope all are with me. Yes. You're not able to hear me? Yeah. So the compliance filing form one is for the companies. So that is what I said. So I'll be showing you two ways here. Now considering National Traders Private Limited, they are as a company registered under MCA as well as they are into micro, small, medium enterprises registered under UDYAM registration, right? So I just click here. So you have an option type of enterprise, micro. So you can select the option micro, small, medium, and UDYAM registration number as given from the government portal. So this is of 19-digit number. So you have this 5-digit, the UDYAM name text followed by the state code, city code, and followed by the 7-digit number. So I've just entered this, and it is also effective date based. So if I'm registered today, so it opens up the effective dates here. So let us see if I'm into a small or a micro. Accordingly, the effective date can be set so that the rule of the MSME Act, the 45 credits, gets updated based on the applicable date, right? So I've just given the period and it is effective date based. So accordingly, once this is configured, and now coming to the rule that credit days allowed for micro and small parties. So as we said, the government is protecting or on the delayed payments for these parties. So number of credit days allowed. So it is for micro and small parties, and medium don't come under this. So it is clearly said as per the Act, with credit period agreement, maximum allowed days is 45 days. And if there is no any credit agreement or credit period between the parties, so they are supposed to make the payment within 15 days. So we will understand more detail about this. So this is the default days that is allowed by the rule, and how the transactions are done in Tally and how we can see it. So this is also effective date based. And once this is a simple setup we have done. So now let us say we do a transaction. So National Enterprises is doing a sales as on today. Let us say Mangalam Enterprises. So as I said, they are also coming under the purview of GST. They are registered under GST. Accordingly, the GST registration is also done and it is given. And accordingly, the taxes, if it is a taxable sales, it has to be accounted. And now when National Traders is issuing an invoice to Mangalam Enterprises, it has to notify to Mangalam Enterprises that National Traders is under MSME and adhere to the 45 days of payment clearance. So we have given a provision to print the MSME details on the invoices. So I just go for print. So under configuration, so we have the option printing of UDYAM registration, right? So based on this, the period from when it is enabled, so you'll be able to see the UDYAM registration details printed on the invoice. So you can see here, National Traders Private Limited, MSME, UDYAM registration number is printed here. So it's clearly notified to Mangalam Enterprises that they need to clear the payment within 45 days as per the agreement. So you can also notify in the entry against the party that the credit days of 45 days and it accordingly gets printed in the invoice. So this clearly shows Mangalam Enterprises as per the agreement, as per the allowed credit days, they can clear the bill to National Traders within 45 days. So similarly, we can have reports printed as and when, as I said, certain loan facilities are given to these MSMEs. So definitely minimal reports they may ask. And when we try to report any certain reports, so it could be so every report has a provision in UDYAM registration details. So this is from the persona of national enterprises being registered and selling goods and services to the parties and how within 45 days they can collect the payment. So let us do a few more transactions. So here, if I see this Ganesh Enterprises, when I get into the party, so definitely the default credit period, that is the agreement between national traders and the party is 30 days. According to that, the details can be given here to get the relevant receipts within the timelines. So let us just do a few more. Yeah, so if any settings that is done under the party mastered, so to notify about the credit information and so on. So this is a quick update with respect to the receipts. So when I have to just quickly check the reports, receivables, so it continues the existing functionality. So with the new option opened up, bills due in upcoming days. So in case I need to follow up for the receivables with my parties that are nearing to 45 days and so on, I can just set this option so that it clearly shows how many bills are due, and what is the follow-up I have to do. So if you see this bill, 14th March that we have raised today is due by 13th April based on the credit days that is set. So this still continues same, so that I can follow with the party and send a reminder letter, and also print the MSME registration details on the reminder letters, so that my party to whom I am following up for the payment can make the payment timely, so that I have a relevant cash flow into my business. So this is simple. Now coming to the payables. So it is very, very important. So national traders buys the services and purchases the services and goods from various MSMEs, right? So now national traders is also registered as a company. So definitely they have to adhere to the timelines of making payment to all those payables within 45 days, right? So how is that national traders keeping track of all its suppliers to whom it has to make payment within 45 days, right? So shall we see that now? Mainly with respect to the payables. So hope all are with me. Shall we continue? Hello? Hello, can you all respond? Shall we continue with respect to the payments, payment section part? Hello? Can you all please respond? Yeah. Thank you. So now we will look at the major part about the payment section, right? Which is very, very important. So receivables, definitely. It is just to follow up with the parties because I need a cash flow to have into my business. I follow up. Now coming to how is this national traders or any other company which is registered under MSME and registrar of companies as they are more compliance, paying all MSMEs within 45 days, and adhering to the compliance of filing Form 1, MSME Form 1 in case they have a delayed payment. Right? Yeah. So how is this company managing to see that how the payments are timely done to their MSMEs and do not fail or come under the non-compliance of those. So let us just load another company. So I'll just show you all that. Yeah. Okay, so let us take an example of this. Geeta and Company trading with MSMEs. So now, all the parties to whom they are dealing, purchasing the services and goods, so definitely the parties has to be enabled with a MSME number. So here you can see, you can get into the alter party to notify if these parties are for. So let us take an example of Mangalam Enterprises, or 1 second. These are, yeah, all these are my creditors, right? So if you see Mangalam Enterprises, So now already a credit period of 45 days is set. Now coming to this party, Mangalam Enterprises, they are into MSME. So how do I identify them as MSME and ensure that timely payment is done to them, right? So in F12 configuration, under the general, we have an option, provide MSME registration details. So once I'm saying this, yes. So under the phase of the ledger, so we have a provision to give the MSME registration details. So you can select micro and print their UDYAM registration number. So specify their UDYAM registration number so that it is clearly understood that Mangalam Enterprises is an MSME. So Geeta and Company has to adhere to the payment of 45 days and pay the payment to them, right? So here, this is how they get with the state code of 18 digit. So this is the format department is giving, and we are validating only the format. In case the format is not of 19 digit, so we will be able to give the effective date. So let us say it is effective from today for this party. So you can mention. So accordingly, the MSME details will be shown for this part. Right. So we have also a report where you can specify the individually at the party level, or also you have an exclusive report where we can give the MSME details under MSME reports, update party MSME details. So you can set up for all the parties in a single screen here. Right. So here you have an option, update MSME details. So very, very important is about giving the registration details. Bill-wise details is very important to track them. If the bill-wise details is not enabled, Tally automatically enables the bill-wise here. So that is the message here. If you see Bandhan and Company Limited is the supplier of goods and services, they are into MSME. Once you provide MSME registration details, the option maintain balances bill by bill will be enabled in the party ledger. So in case if the party ledger bill by bill is set to no, it automatically sets yes. So there's a screen, a single screen where you can specify the enterprise type and give the UDYAM registration details. I'm just specifying the number here. So valid number has to be given. Right. So the effective date can be set. So this is how the details gets updated based on the details selected. So this is one screen where you can update all the UDYAM registration details, and this helps that all these parties are MSMEs, and the companies dealing with them has to pay make the payment within 45 days, right? So accordingly, we can set the credit periods if there is agreement between the parties. So maximum allowed credit is 45 days, irrespective whatever the credit days is set here. So we'll see how to read the outstanding for this payables or within which are the payments due so that timely payments can be done to this suppliers. So this is one part. And also, if you feel that I have a list of suppliers in an Excel and their UDYAM registration numbers in an Excel, can I easily import them? Definitely. So we have given the Excel import provision, adding these details. So whenever you feel the data is in Excel, so you can download the sample file, or you can select ledger, and you can see the MSME registration details are fields are added. Okay. So you can easily add this MSME details for your party ledgers. So here, let us say Geeta and Company is just registered now. So rest of the details are there. So you're supposed to just add the UDYAM registration field, applicable date, and the enterprise type, and you will be able to import into Tally, and the respective registration numbers will get into the party information. All right, so this is one thing. Direct mapping can be done, or you can update in the sample file and you can import it. So this is another easy method, just a click of a button. So this is how all my suppliers who are under MSME, I am dealing with them. So I need to be alert that I need to be compliant with the MSME rule and see that a timely payment is done. So now you can see here, for these I have set the default days, credit period days, and let us see how we can view the report. So there are various transactions done against these parties. So let us say we'll do few more transactions. So here, one more thing, you can see the credit days starts from the receipt of the goods and services, right? So that is very, very important. So let us say if I am purchasing from the supplier, Mangalam Enterprises, who is delivering me the goods or services. If the goods are reaching me not on the same day, but it is reaching later after 2-3 days. So we are supposed to start calculating the credit days with on the date of receipt of goods and services. So that definitely here we can configure with effective date for the transactions and see that those dates get considered for the calculation of the credit days. So now this is the purchases I've done. So let us see how those credit days applies for the parties now. So let us say I have procured from Mataji also. So it could be services, or it could be this services part and so on. So now the moment I have counted these transactions, so Geeta and Company is liable to pay to these parties, right? So how do I quickly get to know among the various purchases I have done and to whom the payments are to be done, who are all my MSME suppliers to whom I have to make within 45 days. So definitely, if you just get into GoTo, so you have an exclusive report called Outstanding MSME bills payable, micro and small, all companies. So this report exclusively gives the details of all MSMEs for whom you need to adhere to the MSME rules and ensure that payments are done within 45 days. So I just get into this report, and now you can see all these transactions which we have done, right? So these are all my MSME parties. So you can see the bills payable, micro and small outstanding MSME bills. So it clearly shows these are the bills due to be paid to all MSMEs. So it picks up all MSME bills. So under F12 configuration, you have the provision to show the type of enterprises, UDYAM registration number, and so on. Right now, coming to the section. bills on credit days provided in. So by default, as you all know, based on the bill-wise transactions that we account or given in the party, the credit days shows up. Now, with this MSME features, we have added up MSME credit period, which is configured under the company features to be considered as the number of credits, so that credit days, so that we see that how many payments are due for payment within this credit period as per the MSME Act. So you can see here, we have added this MSME credit period wise. This is from company features as per agreement. So once I set this option yes, it is understood that as per the MSME Act, 45 days credit days are allowed and we are supposed to pay within this 45 days. So I just select this to just show you all MSME credit period and show credit days, yes. So once I'm saying this yes, so you can see here due on as per due for these parties. So you're supposed to check that and see that the timely payment is done. So if you see here, as per the MSME Act, every payment has to be done within 45 days, right? So based on the MSME Act 45 days, you can see certain bills are due in April and certain bills are due in March, right? And certain bills are overdue here. So these bills were supposed to be paid on 19th February. So it is almost due. And this is of last year, which is not paid. So in these cases, we should understand now Geeta and Company registered under Registrar of Company, and non-payment to these MSMEs within 45 days credit period has to disclose these details in Form 1, and also as if not paid by 31st March, they will be disallowed to claim as a deduction for these values. All right. So based on this, the details are displayed here. And accordingly, we'll have a track, so which bills are due to immediately pay them and see that timely payments within this period is done. Now, we do have other provision. So if there is a agreement between the party, or details are given at the bill wise or the party wise credit periods, so whichever is earlier will be considered and see that within that credit period, the payment is done to the party. So I just set this option yes. So you can see here, so here you can see, once I say bill wise or MSME credit period, so it picks up the credit period that you have set for the party, and that is considered as earlier, that is 30 days. So the credit as per the law 45 days, or as per the agreement between the party, whichever is earlier, which is lesser than 45 days is considered. So if you see here, for this particular bill, Bandhan and Company Limited, you're given 30 days of credit. So accordingly, within the 30 days, so that is the normal. Based on that, the payment has to be done. So which comes under 11th March 24. Right, so which is also crossed, and now you can see the delayed days. It has to calculate the interest part and make a payment to them. And also, as this bill is not paid within the due date, they are supposed to disclose in the Form 1 also. So that is how it is considered. And here you can see, for those where there is no agreement nor there is any objection, so we have not gone into any of the agreement, just done the purchases of services and goods, and a maximum time limit given, the credit days without any agreement is 15 days. So it just appears 15 days. So based on that, the payment has to be cleared. So this is how the micro and small outstanding MSME report ensures showing the bills that are due, and we are supposed to make a payment within the timelines. So here you also have under basis of value. So you can also see only micro and small parties or all parties together. Under type of bills, again, bills due in upcoming days, so that I be alert. So which are those bills in next 5-6 days are nearing to make a payment, which are nearing to touch 45 days credit. I can set those days and see that it has to be made. So all these are coming under 45 days, or if I'm quickly want to check next 10 days. So what are the bills due, so that I can quickly follow up and see that make the payment. So you can see here. So whichever is coming as per the UDYAM agreement part, so these are due for next 15 days. So I need to immediately focus and see that I make a payment to them. So this is how the report shows and the relevant options in F12. So now let us say for certain delayed payments, right? This 15th, 19th and so on. So definitely company, Geeta and Company, being a company under registrar of company, so they have to disclose the MSME form details. So now let us say it's for by October to March and so details by 30th of April. So we have a provision to print this in disclosing the MSME details in the MSME Form I. So we have the report under the MSME reports. This is the statement, MSME Form I statement. So it shows all the bills that are to be paid, right? So now you can see this one bill, which was due on 19th of February, is still not paid. So this is supposed to be disclosed when we are filing for October to March. So rest all, still the time is there. So in case by 31st March, one second, let me just change the period. Second. Okay, just taking for this period. So if you just see this, so all these are due within this financial period. So if you consider this, which was due for to be paid, it is not paid, and you're supposed to disclose them in the Form 1 when you're filing for your October, March. So we have given this MSME Form 1 statement. So you can directly print the return form. So this is a format given available as in the portal. So we are showing up this. So it opens up with the Word form. So this is how we enter the details. So based on the bills that are due, they are supposed to submit it with the reasons for delay in amount of payment. So that is not made to the MSME parties, and they are supposed to disclose onto the portal. So this form 1 will be submitted only when they are a delayed payment of any bill, or they are not unpaid during the return filing period. That is half yearly return. So seeing these values, companies have to disclose in the portal and see that they abide with the respective norms of the MSME Act. So this is how the solution is provided. So users can always use the filter, so which is paid within this financial period and which are due for the next financial period. So definitely they can claim reduction as and when it is paid and it is cleared. So as I said, if this 28th March bill, if it is not cleared before the due date, before 28th March. So if you're clearing even after 28th, 29th, so there is 1 day delay. So even such bill has to be disclosed. And as it is paid within the financial period, you can definitely claim for deduction and income tax, or not paid within the closure of the financial year. So you cannot claim as deduction. So it gets carry forward. You need to pay income tax on that. So this is all about the MSME solution part. Okay, so we'll just take up the questions here. Ashish Premji is asking, please brief on interest computation. So very simple, sir. So I'll just take an example here. So I'll just set it as per the invoice or the credit days. Okay. So now you can see this is already crossed. Right. So 5th August bill was cleared on 24th March, right? So it was crossed, the due days have been crossed. So now Geeta and company have to pay this media electricals, the number of days delayed into 3 times interest calculation, and this amount 17,700. So that will be a manual calculation, and they have to pay to this particular MSME supplier. Okay. So this is one thing. And so calculation is that today, if you see, yeah, definitely. It may be beyond the financial period. So it becomes, it depends on the period you're selecting, sir. So this I've selected from April to 31st of March, right? Yeah, so based on the number of days delayed. So let us also see the credit days and days till due date. So you can see here, so this is 19 February, and today is, if you consider for 45 days of credit. So based on the number of days the bills is due, you can just calculate the interest calculation. So let me just take only the cleared bills. So under the, if it is cleared, so within how many days this is cleared? Yes. So according to that, the interest has to be calculated. So if I have to see only the pending bills, so also depends on the agreement that we have set up. So you're saying it is based on credit period, or it is based on the bill-wise details as per. So that is one thing. Asia penalty, it is all depends on the applicable date that you are setting for the MSME, sir. So if you are already have the MSME party being transacted since last year, so if such bills are due, so if you are setting that, you will be able to get those details as well. Rajendra sir, it is for both, right? Any dealing with goods and services, both. Any payment to be made to the MSME. So MSMEs are into selling goods and services, right? Trading. So interest rate, that is what as prevailing today as per the RBI rate. If you see today, it is like 6.7%, right? So based on that prevailing rate, accordingly the calculations has to be done. Okay, MSME report. Yeah, traders are out of scope of 43, right? Exactly, sir. It's only the companies under ROC, Registrar of Companies. So it's very simple, sir. You can directly go to click on form MSME Form I statement, right? So the rule clearly says that any MSME, even registered under Companies Act, this compliance applies to them, sir. Yeah. If I not setting through MSME setup, okay, 1 second. So you can directly navigate through MSME reports also to see the reports. So it's available here. Okay. Joe says applicable to traders who's registered in MSME for priority lending purpose. Definitely, sir. So they are for priority lending purpose. So if they are into company, right? Companies Act. So this compliance is applicable for them. Yeah. So yes, even delayed for 1 day, it has to come with the interest. Sudha Jain, automatic calculation tallies, you have to configure the rate of interest and calculate it manually. Okay, Shruti Mehta is saying this section of 43B subsection does not apply to traders who are registered in MSMEs. How do we remove traders from the list? It is remove the traders from the list. I didn't get you. How I configure? So it's very simple. As you say, I just go to the party here. I'll just show you all that. So now let us say this is the party here, as I said, is a supplier and I have configured, right? So now you're saying they are not into MSME. So if they are only into company registration, this Geeta and company, they comply. But suppliers, I can configure here. See, registration under MSME to take the benefits of the schemes all is there. And the compliance is applicable for the companies, public limited, private limited companies. Uttam Mystery, so mutual agreement, there be any, as you say, 60 days. So now, based on the mutual agreement, the maximum credit allowed is 45 days. And if you have to track for the MSME purpose, you can use that option of taking this MSME credit period, sir. So that's what I said. So if you see here, under F12, so if I have to take MSME credit period as agreed, it will be 45 days, everything. So if you have to take as per the mutual agreement, but still, as you see, when you take up bill-wise or MSME credit period, it will consider whichever is earlier. So if you take as per invoice, wherever you're given, the 60 days information, so that will be considered. So let us say for the supplier, Param Computers, I'm getting into the party, right? So I've purchased from Param Computers. So if I'm setting 60 days here, right? I'm just saving this. So here, as you have set as credit days as per the MSME, now you can see, so here too, whichever is early, it is considering as 45 days, irrespective you're given your 30 days credit. So as per the norms, MSME rules, maximum days allowed is 45 days. Is that clear, sir? Yeah, is a proprietorship or partnership liable under section 43 subsection B? If they are registered under as a companies or under registrar of companies, it is applicable for them. Okay, coming to the late receipts, right? So now let us say Param Computers have raised this bill. So let us take an example of this. Or let me raise a bill today. Okay, now you can see the bill date I'm entering as 14th March, but the goods are coming on 20th of March. That the bill is raised all. So usually what I do is I record a transaction as on date, right? 20th of March. Or if you have recorded on the same day, so supplier bill says it is on 10th of March. But bill was raised on 10th of March. But I have received the goods on 14th of March. So obviously the entry would have been done like this. So as per the receipt of the goods, I'm accounting here. But for my number of days calculation, so definitely I need to configure this effective dates. So let us say in the voucher type alteration, so I just go here, alter master, voucher type, purchase. So you can see here, I have an option to set effective dates. So I can use this option and see that I set an effective dates, and accordingly those data is considered for my credit days calculation. Right? So even the supplier, this AMR groups who has supplied me the goods from in their books of accounts, also they can set the effective date if they are also registered MSME and they are looking forward for timely receipt of the amount within 45 days. So this is how it is considered. So this is, you can set the effective dates. Yeah. Pavan sir, so that is what, see, mutual agreement could be, that is also an agreement, but as per the MSME Act, adhering to 45 days of maximum credit allowed is 45 days. Okay. So how to file the pending bills? So that is what I said. So you can directly go to form MSME Form I statement. So this has to be filed only when there are delayed payments done for the bills, and within the filing of Form 1, the bills are pending to be filed to the paid to the MSME. You can just select this. All right. So just go to this MSME Form 1 statement, click on print, written form. So it shows you the preview, same structure as available on the portal. You're supposed to select them and enter the details. So now 9 bills here to just show an example. Okay, Shruti Mehta is saying, I think this rules apply to manufacturer and not for traders, even though registered in MSME. Supplier cannot be treated as supplier for if his UDYAM certificate shows activity as only trader. Definitely, Shruti Mehta, it is only for the benefit of the loans and so on, right? They are considered as the priority sectors. Then how do we remove traders from the list? So you mean to say the outstanding list? One second. If we have to configure, see if in the party master, if I have to, so as we are setting them as MSME and we get this list here. So that is what you're saying, right? But they are not compliance for the Form 1. So it clearly says retail and wholesale trade MSMEs except motor vehicle and motorcycle can also register, but MSME benefits to these traders are to be restricted to priority sector lending only. That is one thing. And coming to the so this form is to be filled by MSME enterprise registered under ROC, Register of Companies. So as you say, it's not compliance for the traders or only for manufacturers. That is what the clarity is required. So here, so we do have to show up. Got your point, ma'am. I understand. So you mean to say we need to have a provision to remove such parties here and consider only those are registered under company, right? Okay. So currently, the moment you are giving then MSME details, so even if you're got it. So today we are mandating for both. The moment I mention the category, the enterprise category, it is appearing here in the list. Yeah. So Virendra Shah sir suggests if we can give a separate group for such parties so that you can easily identify they don't come under this purview as an immediate solution. Okay, Hiren sir is asking, give facility to declare creditors are manufacturers or servicers. Yeah, so segregation of their nature of business, right? Who are into manufacturing, who are into service providers, and so on. So definitely we'll check on this, sir. Hiren, sir. Yeah. Pankaj, sir, directly we are not connecting to the UDYAM registration portal. It has to be done. We have given the similar format in the Word form. You can export. You can take a print of the copy and manually update it on the portal. Definitely, definitely. So we do have exclusive help articles and videos uploaded. You can refer to it. So just sharing this with all. So as we see, majority of our customers, businesses are into MSME. So this is the complete details that we have updated. So you can refer to this. So just sharing with all. So complete MSME information is available, and calculation of interest as well, how to calculate and so on. So is the existing provision available, so we can easily account for the calculation of interest and so on. Yeah, you can definitely write to support@tallysolutions.com, Shruti. Okay. Deepak sir says there is number called global location number in Form 1. Is there any provision to key in Tally? Global location number. 1 second. So let us just check this. Currently, we have the provision for this number. Currently, we do not have a provision, sir. One-off field for major activity, manufacturing service, traders may be given just like type of enterprise. This will help for checking of disallowance under. Definitely, Mr. Ishwar. So we'll take up